Hi, I'm David Kirkpatrick, the author of The Facebook Effect, the inside story of the company that is connecting the world, published by Simon & Schuster. And I'm here to talk about the 5 things that the new movie, The Social Network, which is about Facebook, got wrong. There's probably more than 5, but I'm going to give you 5. Okay. The number 5 thing is that Erica Albright didn't exist. The character who is in the opening scene dumping Mark was entirely invented. Nobody even really knows there was a relationship. All we know is that Mark Zuckerberg said, "So-and-so is a bitch," in his journals. And Aaron Sorkin, the author, invented the entire relationship to justify him having said that. The number 4 mistake is that the Winklevosses and Divya Narendra did not invent Facebook. Mark did not steal the idea from them. The movie isn't unequivocal saying that they did, but the movie suggests that's a real possibility. There is no possibility of it. Mark was very rude to them. He definitely led them along, and he did things that were really wrong, but he did not steal an idea from them because there was no idea to steal. Basically, they were doing a very small-minded Harvard connection business, which was intended to broker discounts to nightclubs. They were going to do things like introduce people using a dating tool, and to the degree they were a predecessor to Facebook, they were just copying Friendster and MySpace, which were out there at the time, just as Mark copied them when he was creating Facebook. The number 3 is that the movie ends with Eduardo Saverin, walking away, having been squashed out of the company by Zuckerberg and having 0.00000000001% of the company or whatever it was. In fact, Eduardo Saverin is the true accidental billionaire. That settlement left him with 7% of the company. Today, that's worth, depending on how you value the company, as much as $2 billion. But of course, the movie left that out, because if you were to include it, the whole story of which depends on you being sympathetic to Eduardo as the one who's wronged by Mark wouldn't really have worked. Okay, the number 2 reason is that Mark Zuckerberg did not create Facebook in order to impress a chick. He started Facebook because he thought he had a better idea for how students at colleges could communicate. He had a vision about how the internet was changing the world, and he wanted to apply it to the college context. As he went along, he applied it to larger and larger contexts. Today, Facebook has 550 million users. And believe me, somebody who started his business in order to impress a chick will never have built it to 550 million people in 6 years. It doesn't happen. That's never happened before anyway. The number 1 reason is that it fundamentally misrepresents the personalities of Mark Zuckerberg and Sean Parker, who are the 2 main Facebook characters. It actually gets Eduardo Saverin relatively right, but Mark Zuckerberg is not an insecure, angry guy. He's a somewhat quiet and somewhat introverted, incredibly focused visionary who works unbelievably hard, which is how he achieved what he has achieved. Sean Parker is somewhat dissipated. He was arrested for cocaine, but he had nothing to do with pushing Saverin out. Very social, very friendly. He was the front man. He was smooth, but not smooth in the sort of very manipulative way that Justin Timberlake plays his character. He's actually smooth because he really knows a lot about the internet, and he was equally passionate as Mark was about the potential of this business. So, there's 5 ways. I could probably think of 15 more, but the movie is a great movie, but don't treat it as the history of Facebook.